Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to another Strat Talk, the series where we talk about strategies and tactics for the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And this is Team Dignitas vs Fnatic on Mirage. This series on this map was marked by incredible CT-sidedness. Fnatic only able to pick up 3 points on their T side, and Team Dignitas on this half was only able to win 2. We're going to be looking at one of those rounds that Dignitas was able to win, and how one simple smoke, I think, changed the strategy into a winnable situation for Dignitas. JW, this is what he does. Incredibly aggressive player. That's a nice way to say he's cocky. He pushes with the op and goes for the pick in positions that you normally wouldn't see a player going for a pick with an op. And one of those, or a Mag 7 or CZ, whatever he would like to use. One of those here is Palace. So he's going for this pick in Palace. He will get hurt, and honestly, at the end of the day, this engagement here means absolutely nothing. So he goes for the pick. Player is in there. Turn on our X-ray. And he goes down to 3 health, but that's actually not going to matter in the long run. Okay, so every single time Dignitas tried to take a site, they were shut down big time. They were not able to make anything happen. Every A take they tried to do, completely destroyed. Players shooting through smokes, even though they did their strats perfectly. They threw the smokes properly. They entered the site properly. Let's just say that they had good tactics. They didn't have a good strategy because Fnatic playing standard against Dignitas playing standard, Fnatic was winning like every single round. So the 2 rounds that Dignitas were able to win, this is one of them. They did something different. They did something a little bit more sneaky. So if we look at our mini-map here, we see the bomb dropped inside of the site. This is standard on Mirage. Now the reason you do this is because the only place for T's really to rotate until they take this mid control and be able to go through the connector is actually through the site. So they drop the bomb in the site, and then whenever they decide which bomb site they're going to take, they'll rotate the players back. So they're going to do a B take. So these players, actually, I think maybe they go and actually grab the bomb and just bring it B. But either way, the idea is one of these players, A, rotates back and grabs the bomb on their way to the other bomb site. So we move forward a little bit. We have Fetish taking mid control. Doesn't seem like Fnatic really cares about it. They know that the Opper, JW, was pushed into Palace. So with that intel, they have a little bit more courage to push forward here at middle, because they know there's not going to be anybody window. As we see, they push forward here without a smoke even going down window, which is great. They have 4 smokes left, and that's huge. That's actually going to be pivotal because there's one smoke that's thrown that I think completely tricked Fnatic, was a little bit out there, and Dignitas, because of that smoke, was able to win this round, or at least put themselves in a scenario where they could win. So T's take this mid control. Device is waiting at B. We have a player at short here, forcing Fetish back. At this point, we see the T's start to move off. Zebnix is setting up a smoke here at A. So the whole point of what is going on here, Dignitas has not decided which bomb site they're going to yet. It looks like they want to take bomb site A and do a split. Bomb is still dropped. If that's true, Zypnix will run and grab the bomb and go B, depending upon what happens. So we see the players in the connector now. Fetish is peeking. Dupree does the entry peek, and good flash going down. Crims runs forward and takes out Dupree. So that's huge. As we see in the meantime, Zypnix is running back to grab the bomb. The idea was he's going to go A. Now that they had Dupree picked, they can't really go A. They didn't get the entry frag. They've lost a player. They're down 1. Olaf Meister pushes forward against Cajun. And so it's an even trade. It's now 4-4, and that's going to favor Team Dignitas. So good thing that Cajun got that pick. Good thing Olaf Meister kind of pushed there. We saw Fnatic react to a possible A take by Olaf Meister pushing forward. In the meantime, though, Zypnix has ran and grabbed that bomb. Cajun takes a frag and walks back. Fnatic now has intel that Terrace have backed off. We have device from Underpass as well. So now Terrace have decided, okay, that didn't work. We're going to try to do a B take. But they also have to fake Fnatic out to keep their players there. As we look at right here, we have a player at short, Flusha. Then we have a player inside of the site, Pronax. We have a player who can watch short, Crims. It is going to be very difficult to do a B take because of that. It seems like Fnatic is set up more on the B side. So how do they change this? So we see a smoke thrown at middle. to block off the window. The next smoke is key. We see that one of the Fnatic players, because of that smoke middle, Pronax has already decided to start to rotate over to A side. This is the smoke that I think determines this round. And there it is. Fetish throws the smoke down at short. This blocks off the terrorist way to get to short, which is how you take B. You move in from two sides. If we look at our mini-map, yeah, there's two entries to B that the terrorists can take. One is through these apartments. You can jump out that window there. The other is through short. Now, blocking off short and blocking off middle tells CTs, okay, we're going to do a split here, because they know that there's a player short. The player short watches this vantage point when they're trying to rotate through, right? So blocking it off says we're going to do this split into bomb site A. And Fnatic does react to it with Pronax rotating. So Pronax... Oh no, actually I believe it is Flusha who pushes up short instead, who is going to rotate here. Now, Fetish goes down. Flusha pushes forward at short. Now, there is only one player inside of B. That is Pronax. All they have to do is frag this player, and they have control of the site. They've lost Fetish. They've done the fake. And now they're down a man. And they use that man, I think, to get this position. Fetish was a distraction. He was trying to force these CTs to focus elsewhere. So, at this point, they know what's going on. The jig is up. Pronax spots the players pushing into B. He's called it. He throws a Molotov to try to delay. It's on. All strategy is off. It is tactics time. Or I'm just joking about that guy who was mad about the difference between tactics and strategy. Yeah, okay, moving on. Terra is now pushing into bomb site B. All I gotta do is frag this one player. His job is to delay as long as possible. That's why he threw down the Molotov. He doesn't have any nades or smokes or anything, so he just kind of hides. He doesn't hide. It would have been the right decision to hide and wait for these players to rotate back into the site. So, Device gets the entry pick, and that pick is incredibly important that Device gets. And Device gets another big frag in a few seconds as well. In the meantime, Crims is rotating here inside of the shop to try to retake B. We have Flusha going to be moving up from behind, and JW coming this way as well. Flusha not pushing short. So because they didn't have a player short, T's don't really have to worry about it as much, which is awesome for them. They do have a player moving up from behind, though. So the rest of this is just shooty McShooty. Team Dignitas gets the bomb planted inside of the site, puts it into a 3 versus 3. Now, Cajun goes down to the player from the flank. They know the player's at the flank. They know the player is opping there as well. Okay, so they heard a rifle shot from this area. They also heard an op shot from this area. They know the player's behind. These two players now have complete intel where all of the CTs are moving into the site. It's a 2 versus 3. Device sets up at bench. Zypnik sets up in a pretty exposed position. I think he's going to rotate behind that pillar, though. And Device gets a great entry frag here. What Device is doing, he's ignoring the players over at the shop, and he's focusing on Flusha. But again, at the same time, from this position, he can safely peek at the shop while avoiding fire from the player at the apartments, which is awesome. So he just has to move forward a few steps. That's why it's a really nice position here behind bench. So here it is. He moves forward a few steps and gets the peek. He saw JW jump through the window. He has intel of that. The player's down to 3 health. And then we have Zypnix waiting for Flusha. JW does get the pick off of Device, has that 3 health left from that first engagement, and this is why that first engagement didn't matter in terms of health done to JW. Boom! Headshot! And Zypnix is able to win the round by getting those 2 frags. Very nice job from Dignitas. We're finally able to win a round against Fnatic. I thought they did a great job. Just that one smoke at middle tricked them. It's very smart. Thank you folks very much for watching. I am TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer.